Hello, good afternoon. I'm about to say good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jaquise Moore. I am the host of this awesome page, Learning with Jasmine. For those who do not know, this is a safe place, you guys. I have a child with autism, and at first I was really stressed about this COVID-19. What? My child has to be with me 24/7. I don't know what to do. And so I created this page to help myself calm down. It is okay. It is all right. We are in this together. And it has grown so much, so many viewers. You guys have contacted me back. But this month, last month and this month is talking about community support. It's not all about autism. And so I want you all to not scroll down when you see this because it's autism, right? But it's not. This is about community support, and that's what it's all about. Having the whole child, understanding that we are all in this together. So I want you all to come on, and if not, you can't come on. Please come back and listen and share and tell others about Learning with Jasmine because this is a resource page. So now I have a special guest. It's interesting because my brother bought this book for my daughter, Jasmine, and we read it the first day. And I was like, let me contact the author. So it's so awesome that she said yes and she's here. So I'm going to have her introduce herself and we'll get started.
Hi, my name is Erynn. I'm an author, self-published author, and I'm 28. I work at the Housing Authority. I'm the coordinator for the Section 8 program, but in my free time, I write books.
Okay, awesome. And we will talk about that a little bit later on, but we want to get started. How did you get started with writing? How did that come about?
So how did I get started, like writing or like with like publishing?
Writing, publishing, whatever you want to tell us.
Okay, so I've always written, like ever since I was a kid, like I was always writing something. And every time my parents would see me with like a pencil or paper, like, what are you writing? I'm like, a list. I'm like, why are you writing a list? I'm like, I always have to write something. I like to, I always have a story in my head that I need to get down on paper. Anything that I see outside kind of reminds me of something like, oh, that would be an interesting story. And I just kind of write it down. But all before, it was just for me up until last year when I was doing some Christmas shopping. I came across a book and I picked it up only because it was pink and it had like sparkles on it. And I wanted to buy it as a Christmas present for a child. But then when I got home, I looked at it and the author's name was Erynn Danielle. And that's my name. Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh, it kind of caught me by surprise. I'm like, she can write a book. I can write a book. And so that's kind of where it started.
Wow, that's nice. It's a good story. Okay, so that's actually because I just what I do, you guys, for those who I look at I kind of skim through people's pages. I kind of see, I kind of talk to people, kind of see what they're talking about, and we were talking about like the book itself, um, and we'll talk about more later on. But your book that you wrote, I just love the way it was written. And so, we'll talk about it a little more, but like about so a child who reads it, look at different careers and look at different ways of, just getting them self-esteem. Like I put down as a title for this when I grew up, that's the name of the title of the book. But then I put / self-esteem because I think that right there, that story talks about self-esteem. Like it's like, oh, she can do it, I can do it too. I can do this. So we're gonna really jump into why is it so important for children to know how special they are, what they would like to be when they grow up, and know their self-worth. Just looking at people or listening to people about self-esteem. Why is it so important, and can we dive into that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have two nieces. They are 11 and 2. And I feel like as kids, kids all have big dreams. If you ask a child what they want to be when they grow up, they might tell you, oh, I want to be an astronaut or a fashion designer or a dancer. And a lot of adults kind of look at that and they're like, okay, that's not, but but they're not fostering that creativity. And I feel like sometimes like we can kill our kids' dreams by telling them they can't be something solely based on where they come from. Like if a kid from Darlington is gonna say, I want to be an astronaut, they're gonna like, how you gonna do that? So I feel like that's really important to kind of encourage our kids, to let them know that they really can be anything that they set their mind to.
Mm-hmm. And you were talking about, I mean, there would be so much scenario. It could be like, you know, oh, because we are doctors or we are teachers, they have to. No, no. And I like the simple fact that you said foster.
Mhm.
Um, can you give us some of the examples? Like what would that be for those who may not know? How would you help and support parents or individuals that are watching? It could be someone who's 18 years old. Like, I don't know what to do with my life right now.
Okay.
How would that, time
I would
in?
say expose yourself to what you want to be. So my niece said she wants to be a gymnast. Well, she did maybe like 6 months ago. It's probably changed by now. But during that time, I'm like, okay, well, who looks like my niece that is a gymnast? So I was showing her videos of Simone Biles and other people that are kind of in that industry. And I'm like, look, she's doing it. You can do that too. So I would say, yeah, expose your kids to things that they are interested in. So if they want to be an astronaut, Google some astronaut camps. I don't know. I just made that up. But
Right.
see what's
And
in
there
your,
might be some astronaut camps, you guys.
you never know. See what's in your area and see if you can afford it. And if not, see if you can get scholarships. Anything is accessible to you as long as you have access to the internet.
Right. Little side note, this is a commercial break, you guys, but it's so needed with this. Um, so when I it's interesting because I'm almost 40 years old, you guys. Almost 40. Yes, I'm almost 40. And I'm like, okay, now I'm in my zone. But before before I would be like, oh, I want to be this, I want to be that. And my mother was like, I'm not paying for 4 years plus for each profession. So I remember before I went to college, I wanted to be a counselor. I wanted to be. It's interesting. Like I wanted to be a a PT. No, an OT, occupational therapist. I mean, and like so, like that's two extreme places.
Same.
OT and then counselor. What? And so my mother said, okay, well, like you were saying about contacting, but we have people in my church community that had those professions that I was naming. So she said, okay, you go to that person's job for a day. You go in that person's job. Now, of course, we have COVID-19 or type of thing, but we can explore. We can do Zoom. I mean, like, I my daughter has speech therapy and she has two speech therapists right now. One her own, and then the other one is a student that is, getting her master's in. So Zoom observation is, if that's how it's going to be, it's going to be like that. But just kind of talking about, talking to people that and like I said, if I can get people on the show, you guys, through Facebook and Instagram, we have so many resources here on the network. We can just Google it and just be like, hey, my daughter and my son, or myself. So that's very important to have. Okay, so when you write your books, and one book that you have right now that's published, I know you were saying that you have, you know, you're jotting out down some more, getting ready for the next one.
So far, I have 21 books written, but only one published.
You guys.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like 3 or 4.
Mm-mm. No.
That is awesome.
I know, I wrote 3 books in one day once.
Oh, girl, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
girl.
at the
Oh,
beginning
my
at the
goodness.
beginning of the year, like I told myself, when I saw that woman, with my name that published a book, I'm like, she published a book, I'm gonna do 10. And so like I said that without like any knowledge of publishing or book writing or anything. And I just had something to prove to somebody who had no idea who I was. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna publish 10 books. And it's a lot of work. So from January to August 30th, that's how long it took me to publish one.
Wow.
But I'm also self-taught, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I mean, I know the next book was going to be a lot easier, but the first one took 9 months.
Okay, but she's not just an author, you guys. You're an illustrator too, right? You do.
I can draw, but I did not illustrate this
Oh,
book.
you don't. Okay, I thought it was just. I thought you did both. Okay,
No,
okay,
no.
but you can. Okay,
Yeah.
but still, okay. Um, but the thing about it is, you said something that kind of spoke with me
Hmm.
about like you were trying to prove something
Yeah.
to someone
Hmm.
that whether or not you knew them or not,
Hmm.
you're trying to prove to that person, or maybe to prove to
Myself.
yourself.
Yeah.
And that self-worth is so important, you guys. I mean,
Hmm.
just positive. I mean, side here's a little commercial break again. I do have other videos that talk about words. Our words are so powerful.
Hmm.
If Erynn didn't say, if you would have said, no, I can't do this,
Hmm.
you probably would have never done it. So I mean, just the words that we say. So this is how, baby girl, if you want to be an astronaut, if you want to be an artist, you want to be whatever. And so even now, I mean, Jen has a full schedule. And I'm like ripping and running, and she's like, just click a button, and here I am, type of thing. But if she wants to dance, she's in dance.
Hmm.
If she wants to do piano, she's in piano. If she wants to do singing, whatever, the type of thing. So it's just like, it's so important to build up our children, build up ourselves. Baby girl, it is okay. you know, and tell yourself, you know what, it may be a challenge today, but I can do it.
Hmm.
And I think this is where Learning with Jasmine has created a um a great village. I'm all big about village, and this is definitely it. So, so self worth is so important. All right, so here we go. Before we get into the book, I just want to say that just when I read that book with Jasmine, um, I felt like, and it's nothing about this you know pushing aside any race or whatever. Um, but sometimes we do need individuals that look like us,
Yeah.
whether Hispanic, Black, Asian, whatever. Okay. And so because do have the same race, African American, and I think this is so important for children to look at books that can relate to
Yeah.
them.
Absolutely.
And so this is, I don't want to be, putting
I did that on
anybody,
purpose. Yeah.
right, anybody aside or whatever. But I mean, this is where we are in our, you know, we have family and support, and we kind of cling on to, and not saying that everyone has only one race in the family, but we kind of cling on to what we want our children to see,
Hmm.
what our children can kind of relate to, So I wouldn't personally want my child to not go with a speech therapist and realize that she don't have a speech therapy license. So, and this person is Caucasian, but the simple fact that I wouldn't want, so even in the differences of race, I wouldn't want that person to like not have a caring spirit because she has autism. So this is what I'm saying. It's not about race, but I do like the simple fact that we are talking about, you know, people of color. Black, brown individuals and children. So if you could definitely show your book and kind of promote a little bit
Yeah.
and kind of give us the reason why you wrote this book for the black and brown children.
Okay. So here it is. It's called When I Grow Up. Isn't she so cute?
Yes.
Okay, so my middle name is Danielle, and so that's the character's name. Her name is Danielle. So you remember when I decided that I was going to write that book because I saw another girl with my name wrote the book? That's where it started. And I said, well, if she can write a book, I can write a book. So that's kind of the basis of this story. So the little girl, she was like, well, if that person is doing that, then I can do that too. Well, if she is doing that, I can do that too. Like, and even as a child, like I didn't like for people to tell me that I could not do something because I'm going to prove to you that I will do it. And even like simple things that said like a sign, if it says wet paint, do not touch.
You're right on
I am going to touch it just to see if it's wet, or you just put the sign there because you don't want me touching your wall. But if there was no sign, I probably would not be interested in touching the wall. But just because you're telling me I can't, I want to do it. So
yes, moments.
yeah. But right now it's available on lulu.com. So if you just type in lulu.com and then type my name in the keyword, Erynn Danielle, it's going to be the top search. My
Do
name
not worry, you guys. I will post it after we're done on the comments below.
is. So, yeah. So I'm actually working on translating all of my books into different languages. So that's going to be next. So I'm really excited about
Yes.
that. Yeah.
I'm an English second language instructor, you guys. I just got excited. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So first up is French, and then we'll work on other languages.
Awesome. Great. So tell us a little bit about just a gif of, you don't have to show us the pages, but just to kind of work on the different mindset of why you pick, well, we know why you picked Danielle, but like, why do you pick about careers?
Okay. So I wanted a lot of brown and black kids, at least in my area, if you ask them what they want to be, they'll say like, "Oh, I want to be a basketball player." That's great, and I will encourage any child that said, you want to be a basketball player, be the best basketball player you can be.
Mhm.
Also, while you're outside playing basketball, think of other options. Like it's great that you want to do that. But that's plan A. Do you have a plan B, plan C, plan D? Because when I was a kid, I wanted to be a doctor. And obviously I'm not doing that. I went to school for
Well, not
nursing.
yet.
I went to school for nursing. I'm obviously not doing that either.
Okay.
But I had plan A, plan
Mhm.
B, plan C.
Mhm.
So I kind of wanted to put different careers out there that other kids may not think about. So
Mhm.
one of them was a carpenter or an architect. Like I feel like sometimes kids might not know what is available to them if they're not exposed to it.
Right there. That
Yeah.
right there.
Mhm. So that's
Yes.
where that came from. That's why I chose some of the different career choices that are in there.
That
Like, I didn't know I could do that. Yeah, let me look
that
into
right
it.
there. That, oh my goodness. You just told the people about my paper that I just wrote. I'm in my master's program. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's so interesting how it's not about the individual being one person being ahead of the another person. It's about being exposed.
Yeah.
Exposure is so important, you guys. So even with COVID-19, this social distancing, Javin and I and her father, we went to the science museum,
Hmm.
you know, and with the mask and everything, went to the science museum. But because she is interested in science,
Hmm.
this is the one subject that she have never had a tantrum with, never had an issue with learning, with reading, math, and social studies and whatever else it is, it's always been, I don't want to do this. Science, there is no issue.
Yeah.
And I had to tap into it.
Hmm.
So every time we went to each exhibit, I was like, remember this? We talked about dinosaurs. Remember this? We talked about the weather. And she's like, yes, yes, about gravity. Yes, second grade is all about that. And so it's so important to just tap into um, each individual, um, no matter what race, no matter what age. And so this is very awesome, you guys. I'm waiting for the next 20 books. I am waiting for it. Um, Erynn, anything you would like to talk to the parents about, like just giving them encouragement about, you know, tapping into their children's mind and all that other stuff.
Yeah, like what we were talking about before, with especially with COVID-19, where not a lot of things have been canceled or postponed or shut down. Um, but like we said earlier, the internet is free. So if your kid wants to be a dancer, show them videos on YouTube of other, people that look like them that are dancing. If your kid wants to build houses, buy them some Legos, just trying to find different things that they can use to encourage them.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yes. All right, you guys. This has been awesome, an awesome presentation. In about a week, Erynn, it will be on YouTube. It will be on YouTube, yes, on my YouTube channel. You guys, I just wanted to point out that I have expanded upon Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and LinkedIn. And
Mm.
so, yes, Learning with Jasmine is blossoming, you guys, different formats to each one. So it's not just the same thing, but I just wanted to encourage you guys to definitely I literally was talking to somebody this past weekend about, my page and to send it to family members and all of that stuff. So, it's just been such a blessing and a very tight network and community support. And you guys, I just thank you all. Notre Dame could have not been without you guys, definitely. So this uh this ends our community support. Not for long. We will still have more people about community support, but community support was focusing on their own business and type of thing. So I thank you, Erynn, for this time. Now, next month, which is right around the corner, you guys, it is literally 1 week away. It is Jasmine's birthday month. Woo! She will be 9 years old. Oh my goodness, 9 years old. And her diagnosis was when she was 7. So it's been a interesting journey, but I think we got it. I think we got it now because I've been getting people to come on and like help, help. But this coming month is about autism awareness. So we have parents who have children with autism themselves, they have autism or autism specialists. So that is November. December is about education. Uh, it's it's tie into IT, STEM, and arts. So all that is in December. And in January is about health care and mental health. It's a new year and all that other stuff. So we are going to explore. For those who are interested in coming on my show, please contact me on Learning with Jasmine 11 at gmail.com, or of course go on my page and there's more information about that. Contact me, please. And until then, you guys, here we go. This is what I end with what I've learned in my segment. So until then, you guys, make sure that we plug into our children the best opportunity. that we can possibly give to them. That sums up everything.
Mhm.
Yes. Plug into it. Whatever that means, plug into it. All right. Thank you, Erynn.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.